Tonight on Nightcast, a winter storm moving across Minnesota all night. New video showing the mess on the roads. We're tracking it hour by hour to get you prepared for the morning.
We have team coverage tonight as Minnesota businesses cheer for a frosty boom.
Snow really helps our economy in so many different ways.
How a snowier season could be a game changer.
Tensions flare in St. Paul as a dramatic federal operation ends in chaos and controversy.
We do have a responsibility to make sure that laws aren't broken in our city.
The police chief's defense of his officers and the video that has the mayor concerned. Nightcast starts right now. And good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Dorn.
And I'm Lindsay Brown. Let's take a live look outside right now at 494 in Eagan, heading towards Bloomington. We have watched as rain has started transitioning to snow in the metro. It's coming down now.
But in northern Minnesota, there is already plenty of snow on the ground. This is new video into our newsroom showing just messy conditions on I-94 outside of Moorhead where the wind is blowing.
We have team coverage of our first taste of winter, from the current conditions to the impact on our winter economy and what you can expect when you look out the door in the morning.
Let's get the latest from meteorologist Chris Reese and a forecast first alert.
The winter storm warning is in effect right now, and it stays in effect all the way through 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. That includes all of central and all of eastern Minnesota, with the exception of the far southeast, where we do have winter weather advisories. Here's radar and satellite. You see that band of snow that's now pretty much right on top of us, and you see that transition happening pretty much across the whole metro. It's just the far southeastern tier of Dakota County that is yet to completely transition at this point. Here's the deal, though. This band will continue to intensify as we go throughout the nighttime hours. We're talking steady snow combined with winds of 40 to 45 miles per hour, thankfully, while we're sleeping. But this is still going to lead to some slick conditions as we wake up and we head out the door tomorrow. Chris, how much snow am I going to wake up to? I've got that answer for you in about 15 minutes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chris. It's been snowing hard in northern Minnesota since this afternoon, and in the metro, snow is starting to accumulate.
Meteorologist Matt Surrey continues team coverage live in Maple Grove right now, where the wind's blowing and the flakes are flying. Matt?
Absolutely. And I will talk about the wind in just a little bit. But since we've been here, we've been out for about an hour. When we got here, everything was just wet, but the grass was still pretty green. Now take a look. We're starting to see the snow accumulate on the grass, but only on the grassy and mulchy areas. The other part of this, the wind gust. When we initially got out here, wind gusts were maybe about 25 or 30 miles an hour. Just in the last 5 or 10 minutes, I'll tell you, we were sitting in the car and it was shaking us around, and these little snowflakes really sting on the face when they're whipped around at about 40 to 45 miles an hour. So we will continue to see the snow kind of filter in and out overnight, but when they are blown, when the snowflakes are blown by winds like this, you're going to see some blowing, drifting, and low visibilities, especially in open areas. Thankfully, though, when most people are off the roads. Live in Maple Grove, Matt Surrey, 5 Eyewitness News.
We can see that wind coming at you. Thank you, Matt. Look at what's hitting up north at the start of the Mississippi River. You can see the flakes really blowing right there around the headwaters. You can see the stones, so you can tell where you're looking.
Of course, that's Itasca State Park.
It is. It's all the way up there. A lot of roads are a mess tonight. Take a look at this map. The pink and purple lines are roads completely covered or where travel is not advised. Conditions in the metro right now still looking good. Many schools are off tomorrow for the Thanksgiving holiday, but for those that aren't, we are starting to see delayed starts, cancellations, and e-learning days.
You can see that entire list of schools scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now, but it's going to be updated overnight, so get that anytime on our KSTP mobile app. And we know many of you are traveling tomorrow for Thanksgiving, so we're getting up early to make sure you have the information you need. 5 Eyewitness News Morning will begin a half hour earlier at 4 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be tracking road conditions, what's happening at the airport, and of course, snow totals. In Minnesota, snow drives big business, from ski resorts, snowmobile dealers, to farmers who rely on snow melt in planting season.
But as we know, the last couple winters, we haven't seen much snow at all. Ben Henry joins us live with the optimism this winter will be different. Ben?
Yeah, there's a lot of hope tonight for those who rely on the snow, and if they look outside right now, maybe in St. Paul like we are now, they'll see that the flakes are really starting to fall. And yes, snow may be annoying and a pain sometimes, right? You got to shovel the driveway, you got to scrape the windows, but many Minnesotans really rely and are hoping for some hefty snow this season. At Towsley Motorsports and Marine, they're ready for this rain to turn to snow. How you feeling heading into this season?
Well, I think we're all hopeful.
The last couple lackluster snow seasons did not inspire many new riders.
They're predicting a heavier winter than normal, so a little bit more snow, a little bit colder weather. I think people are looking forward to that just because we haven't had it in the last couple of years. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
Following a surge in sales during the pandemic, business has been turbulent for the power sports industry. But there's hope. More snow could help the trend turn. For the first time in more than 2 years, Minnesota-based Polaris recently reported a jump in sales, up 7% from a year ago.
Snow really helps our economy in so many different ways. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to this winter.
They're not alone. I imagine farmers like to look out and see a snowy field.
They certainly do like the snow.
Dave Nicolai is a U of M Extension crop specialist. What are you hoping for this season?
Well, we're hoping for moisture because as of this last week, we were at 70% of the state was rated in terms of our topsoil of abnormally dry.
Nicolai says every 10 inches of snow creates an inch of moisture, but adds everything in moderation.
Moderate amount of snow is a good thing. When it piles up in a blizzard situation, that's much more difficult to handle livestock and everything else. So in terms of what we're experiencing right now, I think it's fine.
Touching on just those two sectors there, but let's not forget all the events that happened during the winter. The last couple years, many have had to kind of tweak or straight up cancel due to a lack of snow. So there's a lot on the line for a hefty snowfall, or at least an average snowfall this season. Live in St. Paul, Ben Henry, 5 Eyewitness News.
Hundreds of protesters showed up on the east side of St. Paul today as local and federal law enforcement were spotted outside a home in the Payne-Phelan neighborhood.
And tonight there's a lot of reaction coming in from the mayor, the police chief, and the community as it got pretty tense. Brittany Ehrman takes us through what happened and what has the mayor concerned tonight. Brittany?
Kevin and Lindsay, the St. Paul police says they're going to comb through the body camera footage and do a complete review of the entire incident. Mayor Melvin Carter spoke out this evening saying he has a lot of concerns about what played out during the federal operation. This is what unfolded during a federal operation in a St. Paul neighborhood. Mayor Melvin Carter says federal authorities were attempting to execute a warrant when the suspect they were seeking ran away, ending up at a home on Rose Street.
I am concerned that it felt as though some of those federal agents who were there intentionally stirred the pot and intentionally created as chaotic a scene as they possibly could before they left.
At an evening news conference, Mayor Carter raised questions about the St. Paul Police Department's use of force, including chemical irritants, mentioning what plays out in this video shot by 5 Eyewitness News photographers.
Videos like that call into question whether those values that we've lifted high of de-escalation, of minimal use of force, of maintaining that trust and maintaining that balance, were upheld.
At no time did any St. Paul employee violate that ordinance or any of the tenants that are listed within it.
The St. Paul police chief said in a video statement his officers were called in when protesters broke the federal perimeter. Police say there were reports some in the crowd were armed with rocks and sticks, so officers stood between protesters and federal agents to keep everyone safe. He emphasized that law enforcement follows the city's ordinances that state the officers will work cooperatively with all federal agencies.
I understand that our public is greatly frustrated by these issues, but be clear, the St. Paul police officers are not doing immigration enforcement, but we do have a responsibility to make sure that laws aren't broken in our city.
The St. Paul-based Immigrant Defense Network says federal authorities ultimately arrested one person. We're still working to get more information on what led to the operation, what brought federal authorities to that house, and who they took into custody. Kevin and Lindsay.
Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. Brittany, thank you. Immigrant right groups responded to a federal raid at Brotex in St. Paul with a rally tonight.
Yeah, they say they want ICE out of the Twin Cities. Community members say federal agents used tear gas, pepper balls, and pepper spray to clear demonstrators at Brotex on November 18th. We're told 14 workers were arrested.
Now, rally organizers don't want local police helping federal immigration agents. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison is joining 20 other states in suing the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The suit claims sudden illegal changes to a homelessness grant program could push tens of thousands out of housing. It says HUD is cutting long-term funding, adding rules to Congress never approved, and penalize providers. Ellison calls the move harmful and unlawful, threatening people who've already worked their way out of homelessness.
Well, Thanksgiving travel already in full swing with packed airports and highways.
You know it. Straight ahead tonight, how the weather locally and nationally might affect your travel plans. And Minnesota law enforcement has a reminder for those driving this holiday, the steps they're taking to keep roads safer.
And temperatures do continue to drop across the metro as we speak. Coming up, we'll talk when the snow sticks in the metro, but we leave you with this live look of snow falling in Duluth.
5 Eyewitness News wants you to be prepared for winter. Watch Wednesday as our meteorologists make their predictions so you know what to expect when the seasons change. Get your winter weather forecast all day Wednesday from Minnesota.